up, travel bugs? We are at New River Gorge National Park. This is West Virginia's newest national park. It encompasses over 70,000 acres of land that run along 53 miles of New River. This park is a really great place to visit if you're interested in hiking, seeing historical and cultural sites, and experiencing some of the best whitewater rafting on the East Coast. Our first stop on our 3-day trip to New River Gorge National Park was the Canyon Rim Visitor Center. This visitor center is located next to the New River Gorge Bridge and has a nice exhibit about the history and natural beauty of New River. You can also hike from the visitor center to an overlook to get an awesome view of the bridge. New River Gorge National Park is broken up into 4 major areas. Going from the northernmost end to the southernmost end is the Canyon Rim Fayetteville area, the Thurmond Historical area, the Grandview area, and Sandstone Falls. Today we've been spending our time exploring the Canyon Rim area, and we did the Endless Wall hike, which gives you a really awesome view of the river and the gorge. We're now finishing up our hike of the Endless Wall Trail. If you want to do this hike, you can start the hike at the Fern Creek parking area, and the trail is in total 2.4 miles, but at the 1.5 point in is where you can go to the Diamond Point overlook. This is where you can get a really great view of why this trail is called the Endless Wall. So we are checking into our Airbnb. We are staying at New River Gorge Cabins in cabin number 4. We booked this place because it had a lot of amenities that we wanted to have during our trip, including being in a centralized location near the park and having things like a hot tub, a grill, and lots of space for cooking. Morning, travel bugs. It is our first full day here at New River Gorge, and today we are going to do the Long Point Trail and the Kaymoor Miners Trail in the Fayetteville area. So we've made it to the Long Point Trail. This is a 3.2 out and back trail that takes you to Long Point that gives you a really nice view of New River Gorge Bridge and the gorge itself. One interesting thing about New River Gorge is it's not only a beautiful natural site, but it also has a lot of history. And one of the sites we're going to see today is the site of a former coal mine. There was a lot of coal mining and coking that took place up and down New River Gorge. The site that we're at now is called New Camp, and it's a residential area for the Kaymoor mines. So the mines were located down in the lower part of the gorge, and the residential area where we are now is at the upper part of the gorge. So as we're walking, we're going to start descending down further, and later in the day we'll be able to see some of the historic remnants of the mines. So one of the citizen science apps we've been using on our hikes is iNaturalist, which helps us log and identify different natural history findings. And we've been seeing some really neat things. It's really cool to see how different the ecology of the New River Gorge area is. One of the neat things that we found is downy rattlesnake plantain, which is a type of native orchid. And we're really lucky because we're actually able to see the remnants of some of the flowers that have been blooming. We're now going to be hiking the Kaymoor Miners Trail. This is a 1.6 round trip trail that takes you down into the gorge, and along the way you'll be able to see some of the ruins of the Kaymoor mine. So since this trail descends deep into the gorge, it's very steep. In this area, you can really see how steep it is. The Kaymoor Mine was one of the most successful mines along New River. It mined millions of tons of coal and was home to hundreds of people over its lifetime. It was founded in 1900 and had 2 town centers, one at the top of the gorge that we saw earlier along our hike to Long Point, and one at the bottom along the railroad. The Kaymoor Mine's success began to diminish in the 1940s and remained operating until 1962. Thankfully today, the land at Kaymoor is preserved by the National Park Service, so you can do this awesome hike and see what remains of the site. About halfway down the Kaymoor Miners Trail, you'll come to your first historical site, and that is where we are at right now. Here you can see the entrance of the mine and some of the signage that was here when the mine was originally operating. When walking around the area by the mine opening, imagine this entire hillside without trees and a bustling system of buildings and workers who weighed and moved the coal down the gorge. We are now continuing our descent down into the gorge by taking the 821 steps. So on our way down the steps, we've seen some remnants of the coal mine. Here you can see the remains of the transportation system that was used to shuttle either people or supplies up and down the gorge. I've also seen the water tank, the cap house, and hopefully we get to see some more on the way down as well. We have now made it to the bottom of the Kaymoor Miners Trail. This is where you can see the coal processing plant. After the coal would come down from the top of the gorge, it would come here on these metal structures that you can see and be processed and then shipped away. In addition to these really large structures that you see, you can look around on the ground as well and see pieces of coal and small little pieces of history as well. It was really amazing to see so many buildings and remnants of the mining complex. Although the hike to get to Kaymoor Mine is strenuous because of the elevation gain and all of the stairs, it was definitely worth it if you want to see what remains of Kaymoor. Thank you so much for watching today's video. This was only the first day of our 3 days at New River Gorge National Park, so we will be sharing the rest of our adventure in future videos. Our next video will feature our visit to Thurmond and Nuttleberg, two of the other awesome historic sites at New River. So make sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our New River Gorge adventure. We also have several other vlogs on our channel featuring other trips to cool places in West Virginia, so make sure to check those out in the meantime. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.